ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്.
Edge of the bay, if you were to look west with very good eyesight, you might see the next parish over, Boston, Massachusetts. The tidal dock, which means it is tide dependent. The gate opens an hour before high tide and then closes 1 hour after high tide. As you can imagine, this isn't ideal. As part of a redevelopment of our docks, the Harbour Company and the Port of Galway have an ambitious plan to extend the harbour and reclaim some of the sea. This will accommodate larger vessels and cruise ships into Galway City. That came up along the west shores of Europe, down along Galway Bay, and destroyed some of the buildings here in Galway City. Spanish Arch since then has gotten its name because of the Spanish merchant vessels that once docked here. We are now passing over the River Corrib, the fastest flowing city river in Europe. To our right hand side we have the third neighbourhood of Galway City. We were in Eyre Square, we then seen the Latin Quarter. This is Galway's West End. A more alternative side to the city, an eclectic mix of cafes, bars, eateries and hotels. You might be familiar with the Steve Earle song Galway Girl. Not the Ed Sheeran version, the original Galway Girl. But a visitor to Galway that meets a local girl. They've had a wonderful day together, a passionate night. The next morning he wakes up and she's buggered off. So broken hearted he returns home. While the first line picture postcard views in Galway City, Ed Sheeran later ended his video of his Galway Girl on the long walk as a tip of the cap to Steve Earle's original. Now as we take a left, we'd like to say, Fáilte and Claddagh. Welcome to the Claddagh. In the 1700s, this part of town was very much outside the city walls. Home to hundreds, it still held the Irish language and still considered part of the Gaeltacht. It is fast becoming one of the most sought after locations to live in the country. The Claddagh is famous around the world for a little piece of jewellery called the Claddagh ring. The ring is symbolised by a heart, 2 hands and a crown. The heart is for love, 2 hands for friendship, and the crown is for loyalty. Coming up on our left hand side, we defend the city from possible invasion. The modern day causeway you can see was constructed in 1993 during the island's redevelopment as a water treatment facility. And although there's no public access to the island anymore, there's a great walking route out and back, very popular with locals, and offers a lovely view back at the city.
ലൈറ്റ് ഹൗസിലേക്ക് ഐലൻഡിലേക്ക് ആയിട്ട് നടക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു വഴിയൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാക്കി വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. മോഡേൺ ഗാൾവേ ആണ്.
To your left, walk to Galway during the worst years of the famine in search of food. Although the family eventually found help from local religious orders, young Celia was so starved she was unable to eat and passed away in 1847. She was 6 years old. Those coffin-shaped stones represent the thousands of souls that left Galway Bay, fleeing starvation and destitution on board coffin ships. The majority setting course for North America in search of a better life, many of which never made it. It is thought that 50,000 souls perished while making the journey during Ungurta Moor, a sad time that has shaped us as a people. It is not often that landlords are remembered with fondness in Ireland, but in the 10 years after the famine, the prom, this is one of the most loved areas in Galway, attracting locals and visitors alike for a brisk walk in the sea breeze or just to take in some of the wonderful views across the bay. Locals say if you can see the hills of the Burren on the other side of the bay, then 'tis a grand day. To our right, you will see Galway's Cultural Institute, a perfect example of Galway's international vibrancy and attraction to people from around the world. Galway's Cultural Institute is just one of many English language schools here in Galway City, and is the reason many people from around the world make their way to Galway. What better place to immerse yourself in a culture while learning a language? Galway's aquarium to our right hand side is the country's national aquarium, celebrating the species and marine life of Irish waters. On our right, a landmark of Salthill, Leisureland, has been a playground for generations in Galway. From learning to swim to teenage discos and into live concerts, Leisureland holds fond memories for many Galwegians. Although famous Irish comic Tommy Tiernan has joked that only the Irish will build a swimming pool 200 yards away from the sea.
Galway Bay Hotel. ഇവിടെ നിന്നും സമുദ്രം കാണാൻ നല്ലൊരു ഭംഗിയാണ്. ഇതിപ്പോൾ ഇതാണ്, ഇപ്പോൾ ലോ ടൈഡാണ്. ഹൈ ടൈഡ് ആകുമ്പോൾ ഈ അറ്റം വരെ വെള്ളം വരും. ഇത് ലോ ടൈഡ് സമയമാണ്. അത് കാരണം വെള്ളമൊക്കെ അതുവരെയൊക്കെ ഇറങ്ങിപ്പോയിരിക്കണം.
Display of hurling and football skills from local children, while also giving the clash of the ash a go themselves.
എല്ലാം നല്ല ഭംഗിയുള്ള വീടുകളാണ്. എല്ലാം വിക്ടോറിയൻ സ്റ്റൈലിലും ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടുള്ള വീടുകൾ. ബ്ലാക്ക് ആൻഡ് വൈറ്റ് ആണ് മാക്സിമം കളർ.
Most well-known, successful and respected professional golfers to come from the area were the two Christies, Christy O'Connor Sr. and his nephew, Christy O'Connor Jr., both of which made their way to the top of their career. From their first drum gems in Galway's crown is the beautiful Circle of Life Park to our left. Opened in 2014, this park is a place of reflection and respect, honouring those that have given the ultimate gift, an organ. There are heritage stones from Asia, Australia, Europe and the Americas, signifying that no matter where you are from in the world, we are ultimately all the same on the inside.
ഇതാ സീഷോർ ഏരിയ തന്നെയാണ്. ഓരോ സിറ്റിയിലുള്ള ഓരോ സ്ട്രീറ്റുകളാണ്.
Now it's often said that the reason Galway is such a vibrant city, rich in culture, is because of its very young population, attracted to the city from around the country and around the world for the opportunity to study here at our university. Originally named Queen's University, while we were part of the British Empire, it later then became University College Galway when we found independence.
1922 ശേഷം യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി ഓഫ് ഗാൾവേ എന്നാക്കി. അതിന് മുമ്പ് ക്വീൻസ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി എന്നായിരുന്നു അതിൻ്റെ പേര്.
University of Galway.
യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി ഓഫ് ഗാൾവേ.
One of the iconic landmarks of Galway City, the grounds and the university.
ഇവിടെ ഒരു ബ്രിഡ്ജ് ഉണ്ട്, ഹാങ്ങിങ് ബ്രിഡ്ജ് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഇതൊരു കത്തീഡ്രലാണ്, ഏറ്റവും പ്രായം കുറഞ്ഞ കത്തീഡ്രലാണ്. അതായത് ഇതുണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ട് അധികം ആയിട്ടില്ല. കത്തീഡ്രൽ പണിതിട്ട് അധികം ആയിട്ടില്ല. അപ്പോൾ യൂറോപ്പിലെ ഏറ്റവും പ്രായം കുറഞ്ഞ കത്തീഡ്രൽ
by transportation on rural roads. Today, these canals are no longer in use, but they had a beautiful touch and a nice backdrop.